Hello guys, I'm gonna talk about mistakes AI beginners and PhD students make in my humble opinion. While I'm waiting for my experiment here to finish, I found out that some of the dimensions in attention heads collapse, they become useless computations, so I'm trying to figure out why and how. I'm gonna post about that later. The main mistake beginners make is they think that AI PhD students at Harvard or MIT have some magic formula of what exactly to learn step by step, which math, what to do in which way. And in reality, I've met like 10 PhD students right now, until now, from top universities. They just sit down every day, figure stuff out. They are also confused as much as you are, they just do it every day. So this is how you start AI research. You just go to gemini.google.com and you've started, that's it. Then you say, explain math behind reinforcement learning. And then you read this, you ask it to explain this, you ask. This is how PhD students at top universities at Harvard do. You might also look at some books, maybe copy some materials, ask Gemini to explain, etc. But it's just about sitting down and doing this. And so the math you need is like maybe derivatives, gradients, probability, some beginnings of probability. If you know that it's enough, then you can start reading papers. And then beginners also ask, how do I know what to research? Nobody knows. Usually these students, they read maybe 30, 40, 50 papers, maybe 20 to 40 papers, and then they figure some ideas out. But nobody knows the best thing to research. Nobody knows that. Nobody. Not even like top professors. Nobody. This is why it's research. You don't know where you're going. You're just trying to explore and try to get some good results. But the main thing for beginners is I want you to stop asking where I should start. You need to just invest 500 hours into learning it and you will learn it, and that's it. Like whatever you are interested in, explain attention, explain math behind attention, explain transformers. You just ask ChatGPT or Gemini. And this is exactly how they do it at top universities. There is no secret. There is no secret. And now for AI PhD students, I think you are too concerned in trying to have this fake perfect persona look. So PhD students, they post once every 3 months, 3 to 6 months their paper. They're trying to look perfect. But in the process, they are unnecessarily not contributing to growth of science, acceleration of science enough. I recommend for PhD students to post every like couple of days, even daily, but a couple of days, just like here. So I'm not yet at the PhD student level. Hopefully I'm gonna be, I'm trying to improve, but this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm just doing this experiment. I'm trying to do with QK norm, without QK norm. I'm using muon optimizer, and I'm trying to see if dimensions will collapse in heads, in attention, if they will become useless. Maybe if heads have 64 dimensions, maybe it will lose rank, it will just use 15 dimensions and others will be redundant duplicate dimensions. So the rank of the matrix will collapse, and that's what I'm trying to find out right now, and I'm gonna make posts about it. And I want AI PhD students and everybody else as well to make posts about this. And I just met PhD students at one of the top universities labs in Renmin University Gowling School of AI. It's very famous, very popular, very good lab. And he was a new PhD student and he was learning diffusion. And I told him, you should post that on social media, what exactly you are learning. So others who may not have, like others wanna hear that what you're learning and they wanna learn that as well. And he was like, no. First I'm gonna study this for 1-2 years. So I learned this. So then I'm gonna appear on social media. But in reality, he's already been judged and accredited by top university that he's capable of doing AI research. You need to be capable of doing AI research, or you need to be smart, or all of this stuff in order to get accepted. So he already has credibility. I don't expect him to invent the next bet to beat Google, but I just want to see what he's learning in diffusion and how right now, and then I'm gonna try to look at it myself as well. So that's what people want to see. So I hope PhD students are going to post more about just what they're learning, just some observations, just some graphs. You don't need to post conclusions and discoveries every day. Just document what you do on social media. And for everybody to know, Xiaohongshu or RedNote, Chinese social media, has so many PhD students, so many researchers, so many professors who will look at your post and they will give feedback. So I think it has more than LinkedIn or X. You can, so on RedNote you can get so good feedback. That's a life hack. So I want AI PhD students to post every day or every couple of days or at least once a week everything they're doing. You're gonna accelerate science a lot more. And somebody who's posting every day or regularly, even though person who's better AI researcher than them, they might be worse AI researcher, but they will contribute more to science if they are posting regularly than person who's better but posts only once 3 to 6 months. Person who's posting regularly on social media will contribute more to science, even though they might be worse researcher. And then that's it for PhD students that I have to say for now. For beginners, I want you guys to also start posting on social media. If you cannot do research yourself yet, then just start posting. Explain what query key norm is. Explain learning rate sweeps. Explain all of this, like attention math, whatever. Just make posts every day or every few days. And this way you will also build a brand for yourself. And another thing I want to say is, you all think that your goal is to work at Google or work at OpenAI, but in reality that's not your goal. That is not your goal. That's not what you want, and you will find that out once you start working there. This is my school community, by the way. We learn to do AI research here, link below. By the way, this is a trick when you want to write posts. So I just want to do some trainings, and I'm gonna post this as observations. I'm not gonna claim like some breakthroughs every day in every post. I'm just gonna post like, okay, I observe this. I saw this lost spike. That was weird. So that's a way to post every day without sounding like you're trying to present yourself like you make a breakthrough every day or some conclusions every day. Anyways, first of all, if you want to work at OpenAI, Google, because you want to make money as an AI researcher, software engineering, building, selling product pays more money. AI research doesn't pay as much. Those high salaries are only in San Francisco, where half of that goes to tax, the other half goes to like rent, and everything is so expensive. But when it comes to making money, AI research is not the best. Secondly, you might want to do AI research for either contributing to the science or to be in a group with smartest people at OpenAI and Google. Now, both of them are good. However, be careful with choosing OpenAI or Google or one of these companies to be with the smartest people or to contribute to science, because there you will spend your whole day debugging some kernels to make inference 2% faster, whatever. You will not necessarily be working on like 50-year science acceleration, interesting theories. You will just, a lot of the time, you will just do what the market needs, what the company needs right now. Maybe if you post these like research posts every day, if you learn to do research, then they might put you in some more interesting research position. But just be careful about that. Maybe working at Google or top company is not your actual goal. So be careful about that. For me, making social media posts about some research I do, I feel like this is what I want to do. If I was to work at Google on optimizing kernels, or even doing this same research on Google, but I cannot post it on social media for everybody to read, I don't see the purpose there. Maybe to make Gemini better so people use Gemini, so Gemini helps other people, but I think posting these theories directly on social media will help everybody. So it will also help people who make Gemini, it will help people who make GPT, who make all of this, and everybody else. So this is why I find posting science on social media way more valuable than keeping science closed in some company. By the way, I might join a company if I can continue to post every day everything I do, the entire science. So maybe that's some kind of a open research lab or something like that, or university lab or something. Anyways, to summarize, for beginners, I don't want to see any more questions where I should start. There is no place to start. Just start by going to Gemini and asking, explain this, explain that, attention, reinforcement learning, diffusion, everything, and go from there. For PhD students, I want you to post regularly your research. Doesn't matter how good you are if you don't post it, if you don't share it, or you share it just once every 3 to 6 months. Somebody who is not as good as you but posts regularly will contribute more to science than you. This is another point here. Share failed experiments as well. These are good social media posts. It didn't work, you help somebody else not waste time, and you help somebody else will have some better idea on how to improve your idea. This is about idea sharing. And I want everybody, even beginners, if you are learning how to multiply two numbers, you don't know how to multiply two numbers, make a post about it, explain it in a post. I don't care how simple it is, make a post about it. Don't try to pretend you are like PhD student level if you're not. Don't try to pretend. Just you need to make posts, get in a few years, you're gonna learn, you're gonna get to that level. Also, science is a lifelong journey. You're not gonna like get a high salary next year. You're not. Do science if you wanna, like, for the sake of doing science, not for the sake of getting rich quick. Also, I really don't like when PhD students are arguing whose idea something was, whose idea got stolen. It's so counterproductive for science. We need to share ideas. It doesn't matter if I came up with some idea and somebody did experiments, did improvements. I'm not gonna sit here and claim that, oh my god, I stole the idea. You're not supposed to do experiments and improve the science based on my idea. This is what I don't like about this, but I think we will understand that eventually and move on from those useless arguments. If I do PhD, I'm gonna actually just keep posting everything I do. I will encourage others to do experiments on whatever. I'm gonna try to share as many good ideas as possible. The better ideas I can share, better experiments people can do, we advance science more. I think that's it for this video, and see you in the next one.